What is going on, YouTube people? Neo Cards and Comics here. Sunday morning video. We got a big week this week. Not gonna lie. Big week. First, for those that don't know, talked about it a little bit during the live stream yesterday, did a little impromptu Saturday afternoon live stream. Wednesday, 2-year birthday, anniversary, whatever you want to call it. Channel turns 2 years old on Wednesday. That's right. This ship has been sailing for 2 years. If you told me 2 years ago when I posted that first god awful Prism or Mosaic basketball box opening that I would still be doing this 2 years later, whoo boy, that's a fun one. If you haven't seen it, it's interesting to go back and watch, to say the least. I'll probably talk more about that this week, but some funny stories recording that first video. Some I've told before, some I haven't. But yeah, channel is 2 years old this week. We have come quite the long way. Other big things this week. I've been talking about this for it feels like ever. Hopefully I don't jinx it by speaking it into existence this time. Tuesday, I am scheduled to talk or have on the channel. I'm not doing it live. It'll be pre-recorded. Tuesday, we will have Peter from SGC, the president of SGC, on the channel. I had to reschedule once because I got sick and literally could not talk for more than 3 minutes without coughing or falling asleep. And then Peter had to reschedule last minute last week. So we were on for Tuesday night at, I forget what time, but we were recording Tuesday evening. I am not sure when that video is going to post yet. I'll wait to see how long it is. Maybe split it up into parts, like depending on how long we chat for. I don't know, but I'll be talking to him. So I'm going to leave this in the thing down below. I know I asked for this a couple weeks ago, and I went back and looked at that video and took some notes from it. If you have questions for Peter from SGC, once again, this will be pre-recorded, not live. Leave them in the comments down below. Just put question for SGC and what it is. No promises, but I will mine that information and try to pull some out to ask him. Obviously, if you're going to ask a question or propose a question to be asked, make sure it's something that he would reasonably be able to answer. He's not going to comment on other companies. Clearly, there's just certain things that he's not going to be able to talk about. So just kind of keep that in mind when you're thinking of those questions. I have a list already, but if someone sparks something that really clicks with me, I may work that in. So that'll be Tuesday night to post sometime, either Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. Probably either Thursday or Friday. And then, like I said, Wednesday live stream. I'm not sure of the time yet. I'll try to set it up in advance. Maybe get some guests on. Throw the invite out to the wins for anyone that wants to kind of to pop on for the 2-year stream. But yeah, so yeah, that's where we're at. Still really can't believe that it's been 2 years since this wild thing started. Probably do a little reminisce video on Wednesday for the actual 2-year during the day, and then the live stream later that night. So let's get into some shenanigans. We're only going to go in the charts and graphs deeply on basketball. We're going to talk at a high level baseball and football, but let's get to some general news stuff first. I think the biggest thing, and I should note, I am recording this prior to Milwaukee, Boston, and Grizzlies, Golden State. I have not seen those games. I don't know what happens yet. I got some dinner plans for Saturday night, so getting this out of the way before those things happen. The LeBron triple logo man was pulled yesterday by Backyard Breaks, probably one of the worst breakers of the big ones in terms of sleaze and trustworthiness and fraudulent behavior. They pulled it as part of the Whatnot promotion, I believe. So that now exists and has been pulled. A lot of people were asking for comment or thoughts on this on the various different live streams. I don't really have any super hot takes on this. I'm not really sure what people are looking for here. It got pulled. Cool. I'm kind of glad that I don't have to hear about it anymore. I am sure I mentioned this on the live stream on Saturday. I'm sure the Tinfoil Hat Brigade probably has some wild theories about how this ended up with them, or how this just happened to end up on the Whatnot promotion and this, that, and the other thing. Since these cases are hand packaged, there's definitely some things for the Tinfoil Hat Brigade to latch onto there. Someone at Panini placed that card inside that case and had a hand on it. It's just the way it is. It's not, in a pack per se. It's placed separately inside the case. So do with that what you will, internet. I am sure the conspiracy theorists are going wild and crazy with this one. That was probably the biggest thing of the week besides the card trimming stuff. But that's kind of already been covered. I did a video on that. There was the card trimming stuff. Seems to be resolved from now. We have not gotten an official word from PSA, at least to the best of my knowledge. And I don't think that we will. That's just kind of what they do. They'll deactivate the listings. Probably if someone reaches out to them, they'll purchase the card back. But I don't expect a big PR statement from them. Maybe way after the fact we get one. I don't really know. And then we had the update in the Marks Cards case where those cards now seem to be able to be returned as that bankruptcy case was closed. So we never really actually found out. The interesting angle there is cool. Everyone's getting their cards back. That's great. But it never got far enough to get like an official ruling on all that. So that's kind of still a little gray area. Like, there's a chance that we can head down this line again. So on the non-sports card side of things, and I'll probably end up doing a separate video on this at some point in time. The new batch of Golden Auctions got posted, and boy, oh boy, are there some monster Marvel cards that got posted. The green from 2013, Fleer Retro PMG is up, along with a couple other big ones. Probably try to dig into that a little bit more lately, or a little bit more earlier this week. So I think that pretty much does it for newsy stuff. Let's go ahead and pop into some charts and graphs. Quick word from our favorite sponsor, MySlabs.com. So we'll get a quick little word from them and then kind of dig into the individual markets here.
The platform designed by collectors for collectors just got even better. MySlabs.com is proud to now feature dedicated sections for both raw cards and raw comic books. Browse over 100,000 slab collectibles, authenticated by the industry's most trusted grading companies. Then check out a massive selection of sealed wax and now raw singles and raw lots. Join a passionate, no-nonsense community of nearly 50,000 members and enjoy some of the best buyer and seller protection in the business. And as always, MySlabs offers one of the most disruptive pricing models in the hobby, with seller fees as low as only 1%. So the next time you're forced to pay 10%, 20%, or more to sell something from your collection, head over to MySlabs.com, the low-fee marketplace, by collectors, for collectors.
As always, shout out to MySlabs.com for sponsoring the Sunday video once again for the month of May. Let's go ahead and dive into some charts and graphs provided by Market Movers and their wonderful tool set. If you want to try out Market Movers, there is a link in the description of this video along with a promotional code that will get you the first month for, I believe, $1. So if you want your own charts and graphs, go down there and check it out. And then you can always cancel if you don't like it, but basically get to try it out for a month and see if you like the product or not. It's the best thing I could tell you. Might not be for you, might really enjoy it. Best way to figure that out is to try it. Baseball. Let's start baseball first. Baseball has just been kind of meh so far this year. A big part of the problem, and we touched on this on yesterday's live stream as well. I don't know what the hell Major League Baseball did with the baseball, but offense sucks. Now, did they do something? I don't know. Is it a combination of maybe they tweaked something and also the very disjointed spring training that we had / just general cold weather stuff? But numbers are at an all-time low in terms of offense. And it's breaking a bunch of different records for like runs scored, home runs, or lack thereof in this case. And, if it is something Major League Baseball did, can you undo it, please? It's not very fun or exciting. This has been I guess I want to say boring-ish start. The kids have been doing okay. Wander Franco has been extremely hot to start the season. Julio Rodriguez started extremely slow, but seems to be putting it on a little bit here lately. Tons of stolen bases from that dude. Torkelson's been playing pretty well, or at least power-wise. Witt's been just now starting to show signs of life. And then on the opposite end, Acuna's back now. He hit a home run. fell down doing it. We don't have Tatis back yet. Soto's off to a weird start. He has a bunch of home runs, but no RBIs, and teams are pitching around him because that team's terrible. And the markets reflect this. The baseball card market. So I have up Market Pulse here, which is Sports Card Investors like grouping tool, market index tool, if you will. And I have the two different baseball categories for Modern that they have. 2018 to 2020 is the blue line. 2010 to 2017 is the pink line. And I went back for the last 30 days. And this covers a wide gambit of cards. So it's kind of a good, general macro level look at what things are doing. And you can see it's ever so slightly down. The Ultra Modern is down 10% the last 30 days as a group. And Modern, as I will call it here, is down 6% as a group. Not terrible, not great. Obviously, you'd like to see it going up, and some players have gone up, but generally speaking, a 5 to 10% movement, let's call it 7.5% for anything 2010 or newer, average the two together there. Not great, but just kind of whatever. And I think it's a reflection of the Major League Baseball season. Just not a lot exciting has happened yet to kind of break through the noise, if you will. Other than Wander Franco playing pretty well, we don't have someone going off like we had Vlad last year going off to start the season, or Ohtani really heating up. Last year when the season started, Acuna and Tatis took turns going crazy. Then Tatis got hurt, but Acuna went white hot nuclear at the beginning of the season. Vlad started off really strong. Ohtani had a big breakout towards the beginning of the season, and we're just not seeing that this year. Or if it's happening, it's not getting noticed. It's just getting kind of overshadowed. I don't know if that's because of the NBA playoffs or what, but baseball just kind of in a little bit of a malaise. Football, kind of the same thing. Once again, Market Pulse pulled up here last 30 days. In the blue line, we have Ultra Modern Football 2018 to 2020. On the pink line, we have Modern Football 2010 to 2017. Same kind of thing here. Meh. One is down 1.3%. One is down 2% as a grouping. So it's not crashing. It's not going to the moon either. Just kind of sailing along. I think a lot of this, and we've kind of discussed this a little bit in other places. We had the NFL draft. Last year, the peak of the NFL offseason market was the NFL draft. I just do not think that's going to be the case this time around. I think it's going to be closer towards the national, personally. Could be wrong. Who knows? The world's a wild and crazy place right now. But we had a weak NFL draft from a hype perspective. There could be a lot of good players in that NFL draft. There could be a lot of Hall of Famers in that NFL draft. From a hype perspective, as of today, not a lot of excitement around that draft. So there's that factoring in. 2, we still don't have a lot of the big releases. We just got NT Football. That came out this week. I watched a couple breaks of that. But we don't have Prism. We don't have Optic. We don't have Select. And I think some of those have been delayed again. I saw something was moved to June. I don't remember if that was Prism. I think it might be Prism is now June, or maybe Optic's June. I don't remember. I need to check the release schedule. But regardless, football products keep getting delayed. We're going to be getting Trevor Lawrence Prism Silvers during training camps for next year. And I think that's really hurt things. I really do. I think the fact that there is no rookies to chase from last year's class has really put a damper on things. And once again, I just don't know how they get back on track. I really don't, but they need to. They have got to get this figured out. So that's kind of the football. There's really, once again, nothing is kind of happening. It's just kind of sitting there, which isn't bad. If you wanted to dive into some of the quarterbacks, the spec plays to purchase now and maybe flip later in the summer, I think that could be pretty safe, unless, the whole thing comes tumbling down, which it's an outcome on the table. Who knows? Let's dive in and talk a little basketball. We are deep into the NBA playoffs now, and cards are kind of jumping around all over the place as guys get eliminated, series take turns, etc. First card we need to talk about is the most insane card in the market right now, and that is a Ja Morant Chronicles PSA 10 rookie card. If you don't know, the reason this is a big deal, Young Dolph, a rapper, is in the background of this card. Tragically got killed. This, and I don't know where it originated from, so I'm out of the loop on this one. I know that it happened. I just don't know where it came from. This got internet buzz. Either Twitter, I think it was Twitter, someone tweeted about this. I am sure the comments down below will let me know who. Regardless, essentially it got inorganically or organically pumped. Actually, not organically at all. It went viral on social media from whoever's account. Sent it out, and it went to the moon. It literally went from a PSA 10 on May 1st for $150 to $565, up 231% in 3 days. You can see the jumps here. What does this look like? This looks like some late early 2021 bull shenanigans. If I had one of these, no offense, I would be selling this thing as fast as humanly possible. This is a Chronicles card. In all reality, they are probably not that rare. I'm sure more of them will be graded now if they haven't been. And I just don't necessarily know if I see this card having a lot of staying power. I could be wrong. Maybe I am overlooking the Young Dolph factor on this just because I'm not super familiar with him. Once again, comments down below. I am sure you'll correct me, but this is the hottest card in all the world right now. Anytime we see things like this, usually a good time to sell. This feels like an ultimate. They will let you buy them back later, cheaper. Speaking of Ja, though that series has been the most entertaining by far. Once again, I am recording this prior to Saturday's game, so I don't know what happens tonight yet. But that series has been fantastic to watch. Ja has been playing absolutely out of his mind. The Grizzlies in general have been a little up and down depending on the player. The Warriors do not look quite as good this series as they did last series. Desmond Bane's been struggling on the Grizzlies side. On the Warriors side, Klay Thompson looks really, really bad. Draymond Green looks good defensively, but terrible offensively. Jordan Poole's cooled off a little bit. So we'll see what happens tonight. But this one kind of caught me off guard a little bit. Ja's stuff has come down quite a bit, especially his Silver Prism. This is a Silver Prism over the last, I think I went 2 weeks on this one. Yeah, 2 weeks. Silver Prism down 27% the last 2 weeks. Optic Hollow has stayed steady. Basically no change. And you can see that here on the line. Blue line's the Optic Hollow. Pink line is the Silver Prism. But it has been trending down even as he's been playing really, really well. We'll see what happens tonight. You guys and girls already know what happens, so I don't know. This thing could be going to the moon or towards the gutter. Who knows? The Suns and the Mavs, I think the Suns end up walking away with that series. The Suns are really, really good. I don't know if anyone's going to stop them in the West. But to me, it would be a pretty big deal if the Grizzlies can knock off the Golden State Warriors. I feel like that would level Ja up, slaying Steph Curry, if you will. I know I heard the Ringer podcast talking about that this week. So we'll see what happens there. But as of right now, Ja's stuff trending down a little bit, which is just interesting given how good he's playing. Digging into the playoffs as well, we kind of talked about it with the Ja Chronicles card. When this stuff spikes up like this, just sell it. Here's Jalen Brunson, perfect example. PSA 10 Silver Prism looked like NBA All-Star last series against the Jazz. This series, playing fine, has been in foul trouble a lot, but not like insane. Last 14 days, what do we see here? Down 35% from $400 to $260. Down $140. You could have seen this one coming a mile away. When this stuff spikes, just sell it. Don't get cute, especially on players like this. I don't know how many times we need to talk about it, but it always happens. Backing that up, Jordan Poole played absolutely amazing in Series 1. Second series so far has just been fine. He's been fine. Getting a little exposed defensively, but been playing okay offensively. But what goes up must come down. His Silver Prism PSA 10 peaked, now down 27% over the last 2 weeks from basically $1,000 to $720. And we'll see where this goes from here. I would imagine it slowly keeps trending back down again. This thing got way overhyped. And if you haven't sold, there's a decent chance you missed your window. Could it spike back up again? Yes, he could go on some massive tear. Since they're still live in the playoffs, anything's possible. But I don't know that this card gets back to $1,000 in this playoffs unless they go on to the NBA Finals. The other thing that you're going to start seeing is more and more of these come off or come onto the pop report as people run the grade these things. That's also going to force the price back down again, most likely. Moving along, Tatum, another one. Once again, just kind of generally an oddball one. Been playing really well. Once again, I don't know what happens against the Bucks yet today. Bucks in general look pretty good even without Middleton, which I will be 100% honest, surprised me a little bit. Now, I love Giannis. I think he's the best player in the NBA. He's playing really, really good to great. Once again, you guys and girls knows what happens in the Saturday afternoon game. But the steam or the wind seems to be coming out of Tatum's sails a little bit. This is a silver PSA 10 Prism. Overall down 17%. And this is, once again, 14 days on this one. $300. You can see it had its little peak and then has come back down. It's down 17% from this point. So it actually went higher for a hot minute and is pulling back even harder than that, all the way back down to $1,400. Once again, I still really like Tatum. I think he is one of the better young players in the league. See if they could slay the Bucks. It is going to be, in my opinion anyway, it's a bad look if they can't beat the Bucks without Middleton. And I think his stuff could take a little bit of a hit based off that. Bucks, really, really good team. But without Middleton, to me, I feel like on paper, they are not as good as the Celtics. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm an idiot. Who knows? Maybe a little bit of both. Next up, Devin Booker. A little bit of a wild ride for him. I kind of expected him to be out a lot longer. This is his base Prism PSA 10. Started at 615, down to 570. It's down 7% overall, but what you see here is it's starting to pick up steam again. It spiked up. He got hurt, dipped down, came back way earlier than I expected, and seems to be on the rise back up again. We'll see if it keeps going. I know that the Mavericks did beat the Suns the other night in their first game back in Dallas in that series. See what happens in game 4. If Dallas can even that back up. Personally, I think Dallas is overmatched. Luka is amazing. They just don't have, he does not have enough help around him. And I don't know how that team really, if you look at like their cap situation and what's on the books and who they have on their roster, I just don't know that I see that team changing in the next year or two. Unless they swing some crazy deals. But off the top of my head, I don't know they have a lot of draft picks. They're going to be a good regular season team, and they're like a 1 through 6 seed easily, just based off Luka alone, because he's that good. But when it gets into the playoffs, I just don't know that they have enough. Maybe they'll shock the world and beat Phoenix, but to me, Phoenix is the favorite. It's them and the Bucks, in my opinion, assuming Middleton's health. But see how that one plays out. But yeah, Booker maybe slightly starting the rebound here. We'll see. And then last but not least, just checking back in on good old KD. I had a feeling this was going to happen. I think I even mentioned it in the video. This is him over the last 30 days. So we went with a little bit longer time horizon here. His base Chrome, this bad boy right here, Topps Chrome, very tough grade, is down to 17, just under $1,800 now in a PSA 10, and continues to pull back. PSA 9 going right along with it. PSA 9's down to $420. PSA 10's down to $1,800. And once again, I see these continuing to slide downwards. KD, absolutely fantastic player, but Narrative Street is not in his corner right now. The media narrative based on him is not great, and we'll see what the Nets do in the offseason. But I could see this slowly continuing the trend down on KD. Maybe a really good long-term play, because he is one of the best of all time. I mean, that's established by now. He has the resume already. If he stopped playing tomorrow, that he'd be a top NBA player to ever play the game. But in the short term, I still think there is some more pain coming. That's all I have for you guys and girls this week. Like I said, kind of a macro check-in on football and baseball. A little bit more of a deeper dive with basketball, since that's where most of the eyeballs are with the NBA playoffs going on. Not sure what we got coming up content wise. I keep talking about wanting to do a comic book video. I just can't find time to research for a comic book video. And then we have the Peter interview this week from SGC. We have the 2-year live stream Wednesday. Don't know the time for that yet. I need to dig into the gem rate data from April, so maybe that'll be Monday's video to just kind of check in and do a little review on that. I missed that last week and everything else that was going on with the card trimming and all that stuff. So I'll dig into there, see if there's anything interesting there. And I'd like to talk about some of the recent and upcoming Marvel stuff on the Golden sales and just kind of do a little check-in with that market as well. So smash the like button if you haven't. Subscribe if you're not. Turn notification bells on. We will catch you guys and girls on the next one. Peace.